What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I want to talk about inflation and how inflation is killing the chance of a forced stimulus check, or just killing stimulus in general. So I want to focus on this because I think this is important for us to understand when it comes to what we're looking at right now and why they stopped talking about a forced stimulus check and why there's no forced stimulus check in this reconciliation bill they're talking about right now. So that's what I want to focus on. But first off, on this channel, we talk about news that matters. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to define what inflation is. So let's see the definition here. So inflation is when the average price of virtually everything consumers buy goes up. Food, houses, cars, clothes, toys, etc. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to inflation. And I just got gas yesterday, and I paid, I think it was like $78 for gas. And that is in Southern California. Now, Southern California, it's a little bit different. I think gas prices right now fluctuate anywhere from about $4.50 to $5. So we pay a lot more for gas here. And that's not all over the country, but in Southern California, that's the way it is. And let me know in the comment section how much gas is where you live. Whether it be $4 or $3 or $2, gas is going up all over the country. And that means that, let's say, I usually get gas twice per week. That means that I'm paying that $78 twice per week. When in the past, I was paying around $50, maybe $55. But now I'm paying a lot more. And because I'm paying a lot more, that means I have less money to spend on other things. And so this is something that the gas price situation is really, really bad right now. And the talk is the Biden administration put out that they might open up the oil reserves. So that might be something to drop gas prices just a little bit. They're talking about it might drop about 18 cents. And so that's one situation that we're all dealing with. And I'm just sharing with you my story. Now, another situation, the housing market. The housing market is going crazy right now. And I recently bought a house and I paid over asking price. Now, this is something that in the past was pretty unusual, but now it's happening because the demand for houses is so much greater. And so when you go in and you're putting in your offers, people are already offering the asking, and then they're even going higher than that. And so when I bought my house, I had to pay over asking, which is crazy. And so these are two big things that we're looking at. Now, we're also looking at food. Food is a big problem right now because the cost of food is going up. It might not be going up. It might go up 20 cents, but 20 cents is still 20 cents. Now, if you're buying eggs 4 or 5 times per month, that can equate to $1.20 more that you're paying each month. And that adds up over time. And that's just on one item. Now, you look at all the items that you buy in a grocery store, that could be pretty significant. Now, in the past, we were pretty stable when it came to inflation. Over the last 40 years, on average, it's been about 2% increase every year. We're now looking at a 6.2% increase. And just in October, it was 0.9%. And so looking at those numbers, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Now, the Biden administration initially, they said, you know what, this is temporary. It will go away very soon. And that was a few months back. Well, it hasn't gone away. And it looks like we're looking at a situation where this inflation will be around for a while. And the reason why that's scary, that it'll be around for a while, is because people will start psychologically, they will start changing the way that they buy things. And for example, they can start thinking, well, if I buy the toilet paper now, let's say it's $5, I know in a couple of weeks or a month from now, it might be $5.20. So I'm going to buy a lot now. And they buy a lot now. And then guess what? The demand goes up, the supply goes down, and the price goes up. So people can cause more inflation just by psychologically thinking, well, I need to buy it now because it's going to go up. And we're talking about this right now when we're talking about buying items for Christmas and for the holidays. We're looking at a situation where now people are starting to think, you know what, I need to buy early. I'm not going to wait for Black Friday. I'm not going to wait for the deals because the deals aren't coming. So I'm just going to buy now. And that will drive the demand up, the supply down, and the prices are going to also rise. And so that has nothing to do with the supply chain or anything like that. That's just psychologically, people are thinking, I need to buy now and I need to buy a lot now because I might not have any in the future. Or if I do have an opportunity to buy something in the future, the price is going to be even higher. And we also have a bottleneck situation. So at the ports, there are a lot of ships that are sitting at sea right now and they're not able to come in because of the pandemic. The whole world shut down. And because the world shut down, manufacturing shut down, now we're jump-starting manufacturing. We're jump-starting our economy again, and all over the world are doing the same thing, they have to catch up. And so because of that, there's been a period where people wanted to buy, they had money to buy, but they didn't have the products. And we're still waiting for some of those products to get to us. And so one thing that the Biden administration can do, and they talked about this already, is they can do the best they can to open up these ports and allow these ships to come in and provide the products that we need. So that's one thing that the Biden administration can do. Okay, so now let's talk about the things that economists are saying need to be done in order to stabilize our economy. So the first thing, and we talked a little bit about this, the whole bottleneck situation. We need to open up our ports and allow these goods to come in, because the more goods come in, I mean, we have a huge demand. People want to buy things. If you can open up those ports and allow more of those goods to flow through, then that will drop those prices down, because we'll have the demand, but we'll have the supply. And so as long as we have the supply, we'll be fine. But when we start losing that supply and the demand is there, then those prices are going to rise. So that's one of the things that we can do. And economists are also saying, look, we need to raise the interest rates, because right now the interest rates are at an all-time low. Guess what? That means that people that want to buy things, they want to get loans, buy houses and things like that, they're apt to do it now because the interest rates are low. And that's the push. That's the drive. So because you have a lot of people in the market wanting to buy houses, guess what? The price of houses go up. So if we raise that interest rate, you're going to have less people that are going to be open to buy houses, which will stabilize inflation when it comes to the housing market, and hopefully when it comes to overall inflation. Now, the last thing that economists are saying that we need to do to lower inflation, and I know this is going to be unpopular, but they're saying that we need to dial back emergency stimulus. And that is because, like, if you, let's just think about it this way. If you have stimulus checks going out to everyone, like we had before, well, people are going to spend more because they have this money. And because they're spending more, you might put yourself in a situation where the products are not available because people are buying them. Everyone's buying those products. And now, because they're not available is the way that they were before, that's going to drive up the prices. And so that's one thing that economists are saying. And so that's why I think you stop hearing politicians talk about a forced stimulus check. They stopped talking about it because we started to see inflation rise. And if inflation's rising and you're giving out even more stimulus checks, we could be in a situation where it will go even higher inflation. And so that's something that we need to look at. Now, I've always been for stimulus, more targeted stimulus, like a forced stimulus check for people who are on fixed income, people who really need the money. But in the past, we saw the stimulus checks going out to a large group of people, and some of those people didn't really need stimulus checks. Now, let's say that you were one of those people who received a stimulus check, but you didn't really need it. But then you went to the grocery store and you bought a bunch of stuff. Let's say you bought all the toilet paper, like we saw people doing back in March and April of last year. Then guess what? Then we didn't have the toilet paper in the stores, or they had very few rolls of toilet paper in the store, so they charge more for the toilet paper. And so that person that was in financial hardship that had that stimulus check and went to the store, they were paying more for items because the person who didn't really need the stimulus check, they went and just bought things just to buy things, just to stock up. And so that's what we're looking at right now when it comes to inflation. And I think when it comes to that forced stimulus check, that's what happened. When they started talking about inflation, politicians said, you know what, that's a danger zone. We need to pull back from the emergency stimulus. And so we'll have to see what happens in the future. And although the Biden administration is hoping that inflation is only temporary, I think we're going to be looking at inflation for a while. And what is that going to mean for people who are really struggling now if inflation continues to rise? So that's something that we're really going to need to focus on and talk about in the future. I want to know how inflation has affected you. So let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up.